Hello everyone, welcome to today's analysis of the Assam Tribune. So, probably some Kunkini facts important for prelims, right? The first news is number one, the first clean and green village of Assam is Belona under Bajali subdivision in Barpeta. So, question will come, which is the first clean and green village of Assam? The right answer is Belona. Next, another news, John Ford Christian High School recently completed 125 years, 125 years, right? The question I will quote as the right answer is Lakhimpur, right? Next question, Shanghai Festival. Now, this festival is associated with a particular animal that is found in on the air, that is endemic to Cable Lamja National Park, right? Now let's see the news. The festival is named after the state animal Shanghai, the brow-antlered deer, also known as dancing deer, found only in Manipur in Cable Lamja National Park. You can see the picture here. Now this Cable Lamja National Park is the only floating national park that is found in the Loktak Lake. Now, various features of the festivals include, first, dance. The state's classical dance form is Ras Leela. Now, question may come, Ras Leela belong to which state? The answer will be Manipur, right? Next, another important features include sports. Now, you can read this type of sports. The question will come, Thangta, Yubi, Lakpi, these sports belong to which state? The answer will be Manipur, right? Next part, other folk dance performance like Kabui, Naga, Bembo dance, Maibi dance, Lai Haroba dance. This Lai Haroba came in last year APSC prelims exam. So these are very important from exam point of view, right? So next we will see some additional facts of Manipur. So first is the Loktak Lake. Loktak Lake. So it is located in Bishnupur district, which is 48 kilometers from Imphal city. So the most important fact for prelim is it is the largest freshwater lake in the northeast of India, right? Next, another important term is the Fumdis. What are Fumdis? Where fishermen living in floating island called Fumdis in floating huts known as Fumsangs, a unique size of the lake, right? Now this Loktak Lake is one of the Ramsar side of the northeast. Keep in mind. Next important fact is Cable Lamja National Park. Question will come, which is the only floating national park. That is, the answer is Cable Lamja National Park, and where it is located on Loktak Lake. Okay. Also, it is the last natural habitat of Shanghai deer. So this point is very important from prelims point of view. The Shanghai deer is also known as dancing deer. Keep in mind. Next, another important thing is that INA Memorial is located at Moirang, right? Now your question will come, where is INA Memorial located? It is at Moirang. Why it is important? Because in here, the first flag of the Indian National Army was unfurled in the year 1944, right? Next in news came upon Sumatran rhinoceros. Now, mainly from environment sector, the question will come, which of the following are the endangered, or critically endangered? So these are some criteria based on which the status of the animals are determined. So Sumatran rhinoceros is critically endangered, right? Now some additional fact is that one of the endangered species of Assam is pygmy hawk. Pygmy hawk is endemic to Manas National Park. Endemic means only found in that particular place, right? Now next news. Now these all things are important for prelims. Now we will see which are things that are important for mains. Now first news, NTPC likely to issue green bonds, right? Now this question can be used very important for our GS paper 3, where some topics are there like conservation, environmental pollution, degradation, environmental impact assessment, disaster and disaster management, right? Now how this is important? Let's see why it is in news. Now, important news was what? Global population and economic growth has caused global warming increase in carbon dioxide emission. Why India needs green bonds? India must raise climate finance through green bonds to tackle the issue of rising climate change. This is one of the theme topic from where question comes everywhere. So you can use these green bonds in your answer writing, right? Now let's see what are green bonds. So green bonds is a debt instrument in which an entity raises money from the investors, utilizes it to fund green projects, right? Now, these green projects are mostly sustainable projects, right? They are also known as renewable energy and emission reductions, right? Now, another important point, this is also important for prelims. It is recognized by United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, right? So other some important facts include it was first issued by World Bank, European Investment Bank, and in India it was first issued by Yes Bank in 2005. Keep in mind it is also important for prelims. Now, how to use this news in your answer writing, right? Now here I have given a model question. What are the initiatives that Indian government should take to tackle climate change, right? Along with the other initiatives like controlling emission controls, you can also substitute your answer with some recent initiatives like India can take this green bond, right? Now this will add value to your answer. Next, here I have given some important points you can read. Okay. Next important news is it is also associated with climate change. See, I've said that this climate change is an important theme or topic from where every question comes or essay will come related to this topic, right? So here you see Pacific Ocean temperature swings violently in industrial days. This is mainly related to changing temperature in the oceans, right? Now questions may come, what are the consequences of rise in ocean temperature on agriculture of India? It is important for the GS3. Okay, so now the data is that due to this changing rising temperature in the Pacific Ocean mainly, and phenomenon occurs which is known as El Nino sudden oxidation cycle, right? Now, along with this, two important factors are associated, which are El Nino and La Nina. Okay, these are the opposite phases of what is known as El Nino sudden oxidation or ENSO cycle. Now, these El Nino and La Nina both directly affect the climate and also agriculture of our country, right? So let's see what is El Nino. El Nino is often called as warm phase, and La Nina is called the cold phase of ENSO. These deviations from the normal surface temperatures can have large-scale impact on global weather. See, there monsoon. Monsoon is the important factor for the agriculture of India. Now, when this El Nino takes place, this breaks the monsoon, right? Then what happens? Drought occurs. Here you can see. Since 1950, out of the 13 droughts that India faced, 10 have been during El Nino years, right? And one in La Nina year. Okay, this is because in general an El Nino means lesser than average range for what I have said before, right? El Nino breaks the monsoon. That's why it affects the agriculture of our country, right? So whenever drought occurs, so you can directly attribute it to the effect of El Nino. And El Nino, why El Nino happens? This is because of changing temperature in the oceans. And why the ocean temperature are changing? Because of climate change, right? Now this whole answer is can be used in your answer. These are the facts, right? Now here direct question will come. Okay, what are the consequences of the rise of ocean temperature on the agriculture of India, right? See, this is a broad concept. It is also associated to our society also, right? When drought will occur, it will directly affect the agriculture, then this will lead to poverty, right? So this can be used in everywhere if you know to interlink the answers. Okay, so let's come to the next news. Reviving sugar mills industry in Assam. See, this is a very important news and or बहुत important factor यार लोग जोड़ित है for example sugar mills, right? Now this is important for our GS paper 3 location factors of industries. Now, why this is news? Sugarcane farmers are facing a payment crisis running into thousands of crores of rupees. And even in Assam, out of 8 sugar mills, only 8 sugar mills are there in Assam, and 3 are already shutting down. 3 of them are in Dergaon, Kamrup. This is not Kanpur, this is Kamrup, and Kachar, right? Now, before this, you can read this location of sugar industry in India, right? These are the broad factors you can read and add to your answer writing. Okay. Now you can see a point here. South India has tropical climate. Okay, tropical climate. Also, Also in Assam, also tropical climate exists, right? So the climate of Assam is also favorable for sugarcane industry. Now, why this sugarcane industry is important? See, there is another important topic in your GS paper 3, forward and backward linkages, right? Now you can read these data and it to your answer if direct question comes regarding sugarcane industry. See, this industry is a good source of employment generation, right? Because lots of livelihood are associated with sugarcane industry. Apart from that, various byproducts are produced from sugar industry. For example, this plays an important part in our food processing, right? Food processing also is in your syllabus, where, for example, from sugar you can produce sugarcane, right? So these are very important. Also, this can be used in livestock feeding, right? Now, the most important thing is that this sugar can also be converted to biofuel. Biofuel is a very recent type of clean fuel. Recently, government has also taken out the biofuel policy where ethanol can be blended from the sugar canes, right? This biofuel is very environment friendly, right? So this can replace the conventional petroleum and diesel fuels, right? So in Assam's case study, if we see, these are the facts you can read, okay, problems and all. If we come to Assam, let's see, instead of closing down the sugar mills, right? So what can Assam government can do instead of closing down, since this sugar industries has a lot of associated byproducts and associated factors, so instead of shutting down, the government can upgrade them to make ethanol, right? So ethanol, ethanol is a biofuel, it is a clean fuel, right? So instead of shutting down, they can use them to produce or upgrade them to produce ethanol, right? So this will directly benefit in the economy of our state. So you can use such examples in your answer writing, okay? Next, livestock farming. Wherein how to use, this is important for GS3 again, economy related. So today's newspaper is very important for your GS paper 3, right? There are many important news are coming regarding your GS paper 3. And it is also purely for GS6, that is economy of Assam, right? Here is a model question given. What shall be the government's initiative to boost the rural employment? Now, what do you mean by livestock? Livestock is mainly associated with this pottery sector and all. ঠিক আছে এনেকে আমাৰ মুৰ্গী পোহা গৰু হাঁহ ছাগলী পোহা ঠিক আছে poultry farming যোনটো আমি কওঁ poultry farming then farming of pigs, right? Now, how this can aid to the economy of Assam? You can see here the livestock and pottery sector has immense potential to generate employment and boost rural employment. But to happen this, what should be the role of the authority, right? In order to incentivize this sector and in order to boost the morale of the farmers. Now, how the morale of the farmers should be boosted, right? For this, the authority have to provide certain initiative. Also, they have to give proper remunerative price for the produce, right? And also they have to remove the middleman factor. ঠিক আছে এই middleman factor to কাৰণে আমাৰ বহুত বস্তুৰ যোনটো দাম বাঢ়ি যায়. ফৰ এক্সাম্পল ৰিচেণ্টলি যোনটো আপোনালোকৰ মহাৰাষ্ট্ৰত যোনটো কেছ হৈ আছে য'ত পিঁয়াজৰ দাম যোনটো আমাৰ প্ৰডিউচাৰ বা যোনটো খেতিয়কে 100 টকাত বিকিছে কিন্তু আমাৰ এতিয়া পিঁয়াজৰ দাম হৈছে 80 rupees. This is because of middleman. ঠিক আছে this can also be removed যোনটো আমাৰ government initiative recently উলিয়াইছে ইনেম যোনটো ইলেক্ট্ৰনিক নেশ্যনেল এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ মাৰ্কেট ঠিক আছে তো এইখিনি বস্তু যদি গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে গোটেইখিনি এছ'চিয়েট কৰা যায় then this can be reduced, right? Okay. Now, the last news is awareness generated on promotion of rural tourism at Notun Belona, first clean villages. This can be cited as the best example for answers or essays related to rural tourism. Okay, these are the government initiatives that you can use to promote rural tourism. Okay, these are the, if you cite these kind of examples, since these are more, and APSC is what mainly Public Service Commission of Assam. ঠিক আছে তো অসম রিলেটেড যদি এক্সাম্পল সাইট করা হয় তো অ্যানসাৰৰ ভ্যালুটো অটোমেটিক আৰু বাঢ়ি যায় ঠিক আছে So this is today's analysis.